Beloved Madridistas, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Madrid. This is going to be a short video. I just want to update you guys on a few things ahead of my chat with Dali FC later today. That's going to be on his channel. I hope you'll join us for that. But just a few things I want to talk about. I want to talk about Vini. Vini is fit to play. Now, there were some rumors going around about a thigh injury, but no, he is fit to play. He trained with the team, which is very good news. I want to talk about the Caras situation following some comments by Rui Costa, the president of Benfica. I want to talk about the Asensio contract renewal. We have details now of the Masanto transaction, which is kind of interesting. And then I'll get you guys updated on the sort of injury situation. So we'll keep it short, but a few things I want to go over. Thanks for joining me. As always, let's get started. Welcome back. Okay, just a few things to go over today. First of all, the Vini news, which is really great news. There was a lot of talk here about a sort of muscle tear in the thigh, and people were worried that maybe he wouldn't be able to play. But that's not the case. Vini apparently is okay. He trained with the rest of the squad. He was already in the U.S., and so he joined the rest of the teammates when they arrived, but he practiced perfectly, so very, very good news. I had speculated in my previous video that if Vini didn't play, that I thought Xabi Alonso would play Rodrigo on the left because I think he wants to keep Mbappe as a number 9. That's my sort of educated guess. But of course, with Vini being fit to play, I'm pretty sure we'll see Vini on the left, which is really, really encouraging. Okay, just a couple of words on the Alvaro Caras situation. Now, Rui Costa, who was a really good player, I used to really enjoy watching him play. He's now the president of Benfica. And he came out with a statement saying that the negotiations with Real Madrid, have failed. Caras is a Benfica player, and he's going to play the Club World Cup with Benfica. Okay, all of that is good and fine, except there's one issue, which is that on July 1st, Alvaro Caras is a free agent, and he can go to any club that is willing to pay 50 million euros as a transfer fee. So, I think that what Benfica was doing, and this is my interpretation, they were trying to just see if they could get more money out of Real Madrid. So, okay, if you want Caras to play the Club World Cup with you and come early, we want another 10 million or 15 million or something like that. And I think that's what Benfica was playing for, and it didn't work. So I am very confident that this guy's going to join, and after July 1st, he can do whatever he wants. And 50 million is something that Real Madrid can definitely pay, even after our recent sort of shopping spree. But that's very encouraging. Rui Costa, I understand he has to defend his club's interests, and he's saying the things you expect him to say. But Caras can come after July 1st for 50 million. So I'm still very positive about this. Okay, Asensio, this is important as well. Now, one of the few positive notes about last season was Asensio. This is a kid that, we had heard about Joan Martinez and Jacobo and some other center backs, and Asensio wasn't really the first choice in terms of bringing a center back up from Castilla. But what he did, but we did use him because we had no choice. And it turned out to be an absolutely incredible experiment because Asensio was unbelievably consistent last year and showed a presence on the pitch that was just, I commented it so much about this on my videos in my post-match analysis. This kid is really, really good. He has such a maturity, such a speed. He's just a wonderful center back, and he has so much grit, so much character. He's a wonderful resource, and I'm really happy. So Asensio has renewed until 2031 with an exit clause of 100 million. So very, very happy to see that. Asensio certainly deserves it, this contract renewal is life-changing financially for him and his family, and I'm couldn't be happier for him. A few other things. Okay, Masanto, we finally have some details regarding the Masanto transaction, and this information comes out of River Plate in Argentina. So the transaction, it was 45 million euros, but there were 18 million extra in just all sorts of weird crap. I mean, I'm always fascinated by these transfers and how many people just poach. I mean, this is it's a feeding frenzy. I mean, how many people are sort of, putting their hand in the bag? So there were 18 million extra. So the total amount was 63 million. And this included fees to sort of agents and this and that and a tax bill to the Spanish government. So it ended up being 63 million euros for a 17-year-old, which is pretty insane. But again, Masanto is a really good looking player. I mentioned in my previous video, he's kind of like a combo of Redondo and Riquelme, except I would say a little faster than each of those. He's very quick. But I'm very excited about Masanto, and he's going to be joining us after the Club World Cup. But the good thing is, we'll be able to watch him play because he'll be playing with River, and I'm very excited to do that, to watch him play in this tournament. So that's the Masanto story. Now, in terms of injuries, look, we all know the Militao, Alaba, Carvajal situation, and Rudiger, of course. But to that, we have to add Enrique, Camavinga, and Mendy. They are also still not fully recovered, so don't expect to see them in the first match, I don't think. Mendy is just, the guy's perpetually injured. I just honestly don't know what's going on with Mendy. But so we have to add to the long list of really long injuries. We're going to have to add Enrique, Camavinga, and Mendy. So unfortunately, that is the case. Now, in terms of the Club World Cup, just a couple of things I want to say. Look, this is not a political channel, so you guys don't get pissy with me. But in the U.S. there have been a lot of sort of raids and protests and ICE going around sort of rounding people up. And a few friends of mine sent me clips of articles from the U.S. media, suggesting that ICE is going to, do raids at matches. I honestly, I hope this is not the case. I mean, you're hosting a global event that's going to be watched by hundreds of millions of people around the world. You open yourself and invite the world to come to a tournament. And then you're going to arrest them as they try to walk into a stadium. This would be catastrophic. Look, and this is no criticism. I don't care who's president. I would say the same thing if the president were Democrat. Ideas are either good or bad, okay? And the merits of an idea or a policy do not change based on who's giving the orders, okay? Something is either a good idea or a bad idea, and I think this would be a really, really shitty idea. So I hope it doesn't happen. Tourism has already fallen off a cliff to the U.S. I think something like this would be very damaging to the image of the country, and I certainly hope it is not the case. Okay, my other concern is, like I mentioned, the heat. The heat and the grass is not ideal. The East Coast is ridiculously humid. It's going to slow the play down a lot. The grass is never ideal in the U.S., tends to slow the ball down too. The first match, Inter against Al-Ahly, was 0-0 after 90 minutes, and I hope I'm wrong, but we might get a few of these 0-0s because of the heat and the conditions. I hope I'm wrong, but that wasn't a very very encouraging precursor. And then finally, just to remind you guys that later today I'm going to have a chat with Dali FC, a really cool YouTuber who reached out to me. It's going to be on his channel, so definitely follow that conversation with us if you have time. But that's all I got. Just a very quick update. Thanks for joining me. As always, thanks for the support. Love you guys. And as always, a la Madrid.